Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Is Chicago Fire's Molly's a real place? Firehouse 51's official bar's location explained. Aside from Firehouse 51, the characters in Chicago Fire spend most of their time at Molly's Pub, which is technically a real bar that fans can visit, but it's under a different name. The NBC procedural drama TV series created by Derek Haas and Michael Brandt follows the work and personal lives of the firefighters and paramedics assigned to Firehouse 51 in Chicago, Illinois. Over the course of Chicago Fire's 13 seasons on the air, Molly's has been around since the very beginning, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Most of the first responders who come and go in Firehouse 51 in Chicago Fire form close bonds, whether they are platonic or romantic in some cases. As a result, they like spending time together outside of work. Starting in Season 1, the characters' go-to spot to hang out is obviously Molly's. The bar is featured in nearly every episode of Chicago Fire, and has become a staple location of the NBC TV show. If the firefighters and paramedics aren't at Firehouse 51 or responding to a call, they're typically at Molly's, unwinding after a long day of work. As mentioned above, Molly's has been around since Chicago Fire Season 1. Gabby Dawson, Christopher Herman, and Brian Otis Zvonsek decided to buy the bar from Sparrow Stephanides in the middle of the procedural drama's first season, and the rest is history. Over the years, ownership of Molly's has changed. They even decided to expand and open Molly's North at one point. Nevertheless, the original pub has remained the #1 place for the One Chicago franchise's characters, including Chicago PD and Chicago Med characters, to interact outside work. When Otis heartbreakingly dies in Chicago Fire Season 8, Randall Mouch McColland and his wife, Chicago PD's Trudy Platt, buy Otis shares of Molly's. Herman is also forced to close Molly's North in the wake of Otis' death. So, as of Chicago Fire Season 13, Herman, Mouch, and Platt own Molly's, while Stella Kidd is the bar's manager and works as a bartender when off shift. It doesn't go by Molly's, but the bar featured in Chicago Fire exists in real life, meaning fans can visit it. It's called Lottie's Pub and is located in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. However, the cast and crew of the One Chicago TV show no longer use Lottie's Pub to double as Molly's while filming. According to One Chicago Center, they shot exterior and interior scenes at the bar in Season 1. However, it soon became too difficult and too expensive to close off the area as frequently as necessary. Consequently, the producers had to pivot. Instead, the Chicago Fire crew built a set inspired by Lottie's Pub on a soundstage at CineSpace Chicago Film Studios. So starting in Season 2, the NBC procedural drama utilized the soundstage for the scenes inside Molly's. It simply made more sense to build a set that replicates Lottie's Pub than to film on location, especially considering how many scenes are shot at Molly's. Fans can still visit Lottie's Pub, which features a few One Chicago-themed items on its menu, including a Chicago Fire burger, a Chicago PD burger, and a Chicago Med turkey burger. Molly's is arguably the most important location in Chicago Fire, excluding Firehouse 51. It has become a place where the One Chicago universe characters can go to hang out, celebrate birthdays and anniversaries, and even get married. Molly's has essentially become many of the first responders' second homes. The bar is also important because it's a chance for Chicago Fire to develop characters and relationships outside their identities as firefighters/paramedics, proving that the show is more than just its action sequences. Chicago Fire, the hit drama series that has captivated audiences since 2012, is known for its intense action sequences, compelling characters, and gripping storylines. One of the most beloved elements of the show is the iconic Molly's Bar, a place where the brave firefighters and paramedics of Firehouse 51 gather to unwind, share stories, and bond after a long day. But the question that has lingered in the minds of fans is Molly's Bar a real place? Let's dive into the details and explore the real-life inspiration behind the fictional hangout spot for Firehouse 51's crew. The role of Molly's in Chicago Fire. Molly's Bar is a central location within the world of Chicago Fire. While the show focuses on the high-octane life of first responders, Molly's serves as a place where characters like Severide, Casey, and Cruz can let their guard down and enjoy some camaraderie outside of their stressful, often dangerous jobs. Throughout the series, we see characters bonding, sharing laughs, and even dealing with personal struggles within the walls of Molly's. For fans, the bar represents more than just a social spot. It's a symbol of the close-knit family that Firehouse 51 forms over the course of the show. Whether it's a birthday celebration or a tense conversation, Molly's is there to provide a backdrop for the emotional and narrative highs and lows of the series. The real-life inspiration behind Molly's bar. While Firehouse 51 is a fictional firehouse, the location of Molly's bar was inspired by real-life Chicago. However, the bar itself doesn't exist in the real world under the name Molly's. The location is not a real establishment, but rather a set built specifically for the show. That being said, it was designed to have a true Chicagoan feel, inviting, warm, and community-oriented, just like the city itself. The set of Molly's bar. The interior of Molly's bar is set in a cozy, welcoming environment. Its rustic charm, wooden furniture, and brick walls create a sense of authenticity and nostalgia, making it feel like the kind of place anyone could stop into for a drink after a long day. It's not just any bar. It's a familiar haven for the characters, often serving as a setting for significant emotional moments and character development. Interestingly enough, the exteriors of the bar are filmed in Chicago, while the interior scenes are often filmed on a soundstage in Los Angeles. This gives the show the flexibility to create a consistent look for Molly's, while still taking advantage of Chicago's iconic skyline and street scenes for the exterior shots. The real bar that inspired Molly's, the Old Town Ale House. Although Molly's is a fictional bar, many believe it takes inspiration from a real-life spot in Chicago. The Old Town Ale House. Located in the heart of the Old Town neighborhood, the Old Town Ale House is an iconic dive bar known for its gritty charm, historic vibe, and diverse patrons. Much like Molly's in Chicago Fire, it has a no-frills appeal, with an old-school feel that's cherished by locals. While the Old Town Ale House doesn't serve as the actual filming location for the show, its aesthetics, an intimate, unpretentious bar with a sense of history, are mirrored in the way Molly's is portrayed. The bar's rich history and colorful patrons likely made it a fitting inspiration for the fictional watering hole frequented by Firehouse 51's finest. The Old Town Ale House is also famous for its vintage decor, like antique signs and memorabilia, which can be seen throughout its interior, providing a unique charm that many bars in Chicago have. This type of setting is one that Chicago Fire producers wanted to capture for the show, and the look of Molly's reflects this inspiration. The location of Molly's in the show. In the world of Chicago Fire, Molly's is located at 1366 West Randolph Street in Chicago. This address, however, is not real. While it serves as a precise fictional location within the show, viewers can't simply map it out in real life. The location is meant to provide a sense of authenticity to the Chicago setting, even though it isn't tied to an actual address in the city. The address is important because it gives the show a tangible sense of place, reinforcing the idea that the characters live and work within a very real, lived-in city. The bar, just like Firehouse 51, is part of the larger Chicago landscape, even though it's not an actual business in real life. In fact, many viewers have tried to locate Molly's in Chicago, only to be disappointed to find it doesn't exist beyond the show's fictional universe. Fans visiting the location. Despite the fact that Molly's is fictional, Chicago Fire fans have been known to visit the area around 1366 West Randolph Street, hoping to catch a glimpse of the show's filming locations or pay tribute to the iconic bar. Some may even visit nearby bars or restaurants that serve as alternate locations for filming. In Chicago, there are several bars along Randolph Street that have similar vibes to the one portrayed on the show, which keeps the magic of Molly's alive for fans visiting the city. Interestingly, the area around West Randolph Street in the West Loop is a popular destination for foodies and nightlife enthusiasts, with numerous trendy restaurants and bars offering a lively atmosphere. While these establishments may not be the actual Molly's bar, they do give visitors a sense of the community vibe that Firehouse 51's favorite hangout spot is meant to evoke. The legacy of Molly's Bar in Chicago Fire. Even though Molly's Bar is not a real place, it holds an important spot in the hearts of fans and the fictional world of Chicago Fire. It's where characters come together, face their struggles, and build relationships that will last throughout the series. Its significance extends beyond being just a physical location. It's a symbol of the bonds that form when people from different walks of life find themselves united by a common cause.